Today is May 28th, 2022. This is episode 196 of Maelstrom Radio. Maelstrom Radio. With your hosts, Gladys and Shitter. And welcome everybody back to Maelstrom Radio. My name is Peter. With me is my good friend and co-host, Quinton. Hi.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello. With us today, Papa Whiskers, aka The Voice, aka Meoni.
Papa Whiskers. I'll take it.
All right.
We're starting off strong here. Strong.
I called you also The Voice.
The Voice. The Voice and Papa Whiskers.
Papa Whiskers
voice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
The big whisker.
The big whisker.
Yeah.
Like the TV show?
Is that a TV show?
Is there a TV? Only Chili would know there's a TV show. The Voice. Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was a TV show called The Big Whisker.
So did I. I was like, or a TV show called Papa Whisker, and I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, dear. Should make one.
Yeah, should make one. Oh no, yeah, Meoni, your apparently your model's eyes are, because they're green, are part of the green screen. It's fine. For Maelstrom Radio, Meoni's character decided to go Maelstrom Red, specifically.
I could close my eyes if you
No, it's fine. It's in honor of being here.
There we go. I mean, we probably should figure this out next time for it doesn't have to be a green screen, but
I thought the green might be a problem.
That's fine.
I was like, I could change it to like red.
A blue or red screen would probably fit you much better.
Probably just give people our screen. It just fits it.
I did realize I did finally understand why we use green screens and blue screens, but
yeah, but it's too much blue.
Yeah, and blue eyes.
Much blue. I can change it if you want, but I obviously I don't know if that messes things up your end.
Nah, it's fine. We're okay.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
It's okay. It's Meoni Maelstrom edition. That's all. I'm okay with this.
So are my eyes just Maelstrom Radio then?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
If you zoom in, Chad, if you zoom in really, really, really close, you can see what Maelstrom Radio is truly.
Yeah.
Look into my eyes, chat.
Yeah.
You'll see the heart of Maelstrom Radio. As it stares back into your very soul.
There's no coming back.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's like that Stranger for art installation in UK. You can go through there and get a pizza. The heart of Maelstrom Radio is pizza.
My favorite art, so called, is the banana stuck to the side of a wall. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. Yep, that was.
And someone tried to steal it and eat it, right?
That is correct. So
life goals.
To steal a banana.
I would like to say, as someone who's been here for years, can confirm that if you look in the eyes, you get stuck.
Yeah. That's how we get all. That's how we get all our followers.
Anyway, speaking of slightly disturbing art installations, Peter, what have you been up to this week?
What a segue.
Our dishwasher almost was here until luckily our new dishwasher was delivered on time. But when they took it out of the box, it had a giant dent in it. So the drivers were like, we're not going to install this because you ordered a new machine and not a dented, broken machine. So understandably, no dishwasher. It's coming June 4th, and that's when we get a dishwasher. We also found out, we learned what our dog Poe is apparently, and we're very confused. Susan and I are very, very confused. Poe apparently is a like part rat terrier, part Siberian Husky, part Chihuahua, part something else. Like we can't
He's like half Chihuahua though.
half
isn't he?
Chihuahua, but we can't figure that part out because I don't know. He's so big. Like he's such a big dog. Like he's not a large dog per se. He's just a medium dog. He's just Chihuahuas are very
Cross it with that
small.
husky maybe.
That's still like if any. I can see the rat terrier for sure. Like it's join our Discord. You can see the DNA.
You can kind of see the Chihuahua a little bit. But
I guess.
not 50% Chihuahua. That seems weird.
Yeah, 50% Chihuahua is the one that like maybe there's some Chihuahua in there. Something got snuck in there, but and then of course we played some Goose Goose Duck last night with our community. Which was really fun. It was a lot of fun for a free game, a lot of fun. And then afterwards we did fall into an EverQuest rabbit hole. Watching a new player play the game and having Joyous looking at the past and be like looking at NPC character names and stuff like that, like a death beetle, above its head, the name A space death a beetle. It's like a death beetle, a like jack-o'-lantern, like all the things. Love it, classic. Thanks EverQuest. Never
thing that's about to kill you.
A thing that will kill you and leave your corpse for dead.
Simpler times.
Classic. And then
a death beetle says, attacking a death beetle.
My favorite was when Susan realized that people had to stop and sit down to like recharge mid battle. I was like, yeah, that's why people socialize so much in those games, because you had a lot of downtime.
So blocky. Yeah, I haven't really been doing any other gaming this week either. I might have played Vampire Survivors once, but it was kind of a calm week on my side. And but tomorrow I am going to get back into Stardew and possibly some Zelda. Maybe some ESO coming around. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So, Meoni, what have you been up to this week?
Mostly just sort of preparing for the future of 14, but I've also been playing a lot of Star Citizen, which has kind of blown me away and disappointed me in equal parts.
That sounds very accurate to a lot of what I heard about Star Citizen.
It's like the basics are kind of there, but they're not at the same time. So it's like you want to fly your ship somewhere and you want to go do a cargo delivery mission, go ahead. But when you land, your ship's going to do a pirouette into space and you'll be stuck there watching it fly off as it's like blown away by magical winds like it's a paper aeroplane. And then you're just stranded there. And then you have to literally end your character's life and then start again. And it's temperamental. But, for a game that I backed back in 2012, that's good, right? That's pretty good.
It's getting there.
Yeah, 10 years. 10 years and
a decade later.
Yeah.
But
it is shiny though.
It is very shiny. It's true.
To be fair, games that I backed 10 years ago, yeah, who knows?
Were shot dead in the middle of their like the first year.
That hasn't been 10 years. That was 8 years ago. 10 years ago was Guild Wars 2, and it's still going strong. So.
That's true. You're correct. Yeah. That's accurate.
Yeah.
We
don't talk about all the other ones that I back that have not launched.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think what Star Citizen is doing, and for those of you that do not know, Star Citizen is a soon to be eventually coming out. It's an MMO that will take place. It's space trucker MMO. And that's the best way of saying it. Like you are like legitimately, going through space, visiting planets, taking on missions and there's first person shooting. There's, ship flying. There's some what's the space one I'm looking for?
Space one?
The other MMO that's in space.
MMO?
Oh, Elite Dangerous?
Elite Dangerous is probably closest to it. Yeah, we'll go with Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
But the ships also cost some real. Yeah, not No Man's Sky.
Eve?
Eve. Thank you. I was gonna say because the ships cost some money, and I don't know if they're going for the oh, this ship could actually cost me real money. So,
but Eve is just like looking at Excel, you know, like that's all that is.
Spreadsheet online.
It's just a spreadsheet.
I mean, the hottest crossover this year is Eve/Excel.
Yeah, that's true.
Strangely enough, biggest thing that happened to MMO.
Announcement.
Best thing that happened to MMO is slice of bread.
That is not necessarily like that is one of the most tame crossovers we've had this year. We have some pretty weird crossovers in games,
like Slipknot X Smite,
which is pretty good.
Yeah,
in a weird way. You know?
It's not bad. It's just unexpected, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Clown's doing mid. Run, get the mid. Clown's in mid.
Listening all the time to Psychosocial.
Psychosocial. Chim Roots of the Jungle. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for the people that are like big Slipknot fans to play Smite. That's Clown is feeding. You know what? That could be both a scary and good thing.
That's terrifying.
Wait. Yeah, when Final Fantasy 14 crossovers with Guar, it's gonna be a great time for me, honestly.
Maybe we could have a 14 crossover with XL, and then people will get what they want with passing.
The only third party tool allowed.
Yeah,
you know that 14 would never have a crossover with Guar.
Oh, I know.
They'd go for Baby Metal.
They would go for Baby Metal. It would be.
Or what's that other one?
Which one? You mean the one headed by
Ladybeard? Ladybeard, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be a great crossover.
Like Deadlift Lolita or
that
his new one. Yeah, his new one. Yeah. I would love that. Also, thank you everybody.
Glamour?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey. Hype train
yes,
coming.
with glamour.
By the way, there's a hype train.
Ooh, we got snaky hype train.
Snaky hype train.
Nice.
All the hype.
Thank you, Susan, for the bits and hype train with Meoni.
Hype train with Meoni.
New episode title there. Hype train with Meoni.
Hype train with Meoni. Yeah. Do I have a?
Speaking of hype trains, we have Final Fantasy 14 news. The Make It Rain campaign is coming back on Friday, June 3rd. You can earn 50% more MGP. Go ahead, farm all that MGP so you can get all of those fancy mounts, emotes, hairstyles, glamours, minions, whatever else MGP has.
Yeah.
Until the time, you can just donate bits to us and
a stripper pole. A stripper pole. Oh man, people completed level 1. All right, well.
Level 2 hype because
I mean,
what was that?
A noisemaker.
That was the saddest noisemaker I've heard in a while.
That was clown feeding.
Yeah. Oh no. That's the one person who's excited about the Final Fantasy 14 Cross Excel. Finally.
I'm still stuck on the clown feeding thing. Could you imagine if that was the last sound you ever heard as this clown just comes at you?
With a drum kit? Yeah, that's
as long as it goes at the end, just as it die. Just as the life leaves my eyes, you know.
He's like, like the last thing you hear is like, push my fingers into your eyes.
Oh, that's not disturbing at all.
Welcome to Slipknot Does Video Games podcast, where Meoni, Quinton, and I talk about every time Slipknot is in a video game. This week, Neopets.
Wow.
Now that I'd love to see.
I would love to see Slipknot crossover with Neopets.
The great omelet would be an entirely different experience. Oh dear.
Whoa, all right.
We had a hype train. I had to gift some people stuff.
You gotta gift it. Oh, we completed the level 2. Completed the level 2. Level 2 hype train. Oh boy. Well, you know.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 100 out of 100. Best game.
Best game. All right.
I shouldn't. Yeah. Sorry. Rambo's saying Zillow was saying Slipknot Cross with Animal Crossing. And honestly, yes.
KK Slider jamming out.
Oh my god.
Just those juicy bass lines coming from KK Slider, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Brah,
Yeah.
brah, 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 brah."
I could also see MCR with Animal Crossing.
My Chemical Romance / Black Parade. Everyone's like, yeah. All right.
Hmm.
You know, there's anyways.
Animal Crossing goes emo.
You're telling me it's not?
I mean, I guess you could make it. I guess Animal Crossing is the game where you can make it anything you want. So if it's not cottagecore, I guess it'd go emo. Unless we're saying cottagecore is emo.
I'm not saying that.
But it's in the realm. All right.
They
cool.
they can fit very close together. They're not the same, but
Wow.
we can be daytime goths. Pastel goth. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Pastel goth. There you go. Perfect. Chili's like, what even is cottagecore? Chili, we'll answer that after the show. It's not bad. You can Google it, but we'll answer it after the show.
So with the mind that we are on a show, hello, Meoni. Welcome.
Hi. Welcome. Take a weird turn.
We can get to our actual guest here.
This is the best. This is the best intro we've ever had.
It's different.
A weird week in gaming.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
Very is different.
It's a slow week.
It's the fact that Slipknot X Smite came out this week was like, it's a slow week.
Just another day, really.
Right. So, Meoni.
There's plenty of time left in the week to have some weird news.
Oh
yeah.
Let's hope not. Meoni. So for those of our listeners who may not know who you are, tell them like what you do in the world of Final Fantasy content creation. Or not. You don't have to tell anything.
I mean, I could just say no. I'm not going to say anything about that, and just go with the whole "I'm Papa Whisker," and then we'll just go with that. Okay. Just sit there,
honestly, if you want to make that your whole brand now,
Papa Whisker.
I think I might, I might just get a Namazu avatar and just like with a long pipe and be like, "Hello."
Just add some like massive whiskers to your current one.
Yes.
Slowly start the cult of yes.
Yes. Well, yeah, I do videos on YouTube mostly. That's where I started for Final Fantasy 14 mostly. And guides, news, that kind of stuff. Helping people get MGP, helping people get mounts, minions. That's just all the collectible stuff that I like to do. The non-serious stuff. Although sometimes it gets serious. Especially when they hide things behind terrible things like Lord of Dominion.
Yeah.
I was just remembering when you were trying to get that minion from Nier Raid.
Yeah.
Just the sound of defeat.
You know what that is now? That's the one from Aglaia that just came out. Every single time I have to sit there for 274 seconds waiting for the one person who won't press the need roll.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Oh, I rolled a 98. Well, why didn't you just press it? Why are we here right now? Just to suffer?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got nothing better to do.
You'll hate me then.
You got it on the first time, didn't you?
I got it on the first time, and I've only run the raid twice.
Yeah.
Just
hurts. No.
I don't have the music though, so Susan's the one with the music.
Cue sad violin music.
Yeah, but you can take a minion and listen to whatever song you want.
MCR at this point.
Honestly. Honestly, if they put MCR into Final Fantasy, that would go on the orchestrion rotation.
It really would.
Yeah,
it would. Yeah.
I forgot to see what emote I got. Anyways, sorry. Jamie A. Rose says, "Hey, Meoni, I got the minion last week."
Oh, Jamie, me and you are gonna have words.
You know what? Maybe. Well, oh no, you guys are on EU, right?
Chaos, yeah.
Chaos. So Even when we have the cross data center stuff, we still won't be able to group up because, as I say, eventually, if we ever get like cross region play,
Hey,
we can
that's
just
the
group
dream.
up, and for some reason, we have the luck of getting good drops. So
Yeah, I would love to absorb your luck values, but worlds away, worlds apart.
I don't have that luck. Talking about.
no, Peter has the luck that when we group together, the thing will drop, and I will always beat him on a roll for it.
That's true. Yeah, if you want the luck, just have me make a character there, run with you, and then you will get it.
Yeah, that's like me with my partner. She'll roll on something. I'm like, oh, you rolled higher, didn't you? She's like, yeah, I rolled 97. I'm like, how? How'd you do this? There's mine 28. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and does she get competitive about it and say "suck it, loser"? Because that's what mine is.
No. She knows what would happen. No. Oh, no. Just no.
Susan is our resident farmer for all of these things. And just like months and months and months later, she'll just start sending out random minions and stuff to people because she's farmed them so much. Like, I have, what is it? The rare like mount drop, or one of the mount drops from Eureka or something. I've never stepped foot.
Or
It's a
is
giant
it a manta
robot.
ray? Oh, giant robot.
Oh, that's from
It's not Eureka, it's the new
Bozja.
Bozja.
Bozja,
Yeah.
So I've never stepped foot into Bozja.
But it got MathBot.
I have the mount. Thank you, Susan.
Lock boxes are pretty good.
Yeah, the lock.
Oh, is that a lockbox thing?
Yeah,
that could
it
be.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, but no. Susan, I believe, bought it. Like, she had so many extra Bozja bucks, and it just was like, here you go.
Oh yeah, because you can trade in the thingies, can't you? Yeah. The coins or something.
Oh, the dinosaur mount. I still don't have the dinosaur mount, but that is a cool one.
Dinosaur
mount. Gotta collect them all.
Once
you start, you have to get them all.
That took well over 100 cracking open Eureka lock boxes to get that T-Rex for me, and I was like, finally when I got it, was like, hey.
Yeah, you remember originally you weren't able to open more than one box at once, so you had to keep like right clicking, just keep spamming and pressing. Oh look, more materia I don't want. Oh great, awesome, another chess piece that doesn't stack. Great, awesome, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
And then they were like, hey, so you've opened all those boxes now. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a patch where we can open 25 at a time. I'm like, no, why?
And then you're like, all right, well, I have 19 right now. I guess I can go get a couple more, come back when I hit 25. And then you're like, all right, I have 49. I gotta go get one more. Just crack them all open.
That's going to get you.
Yeah. No kidding. What we've come to find out that most people rather have or have not gotten their start with Final Fantasy XIV as their first MMO. What is Final Fantasy XIV your first MMO, or did you play other games prior to this one?
So my first MMO was Phantasy Star Online on the Xbox 360.
Ooh, nice.
And then I got drafted into World of Warcraft.
That sounds about right. Draft is the right term for that.
And that was in Burning Crusade. And then I got addicted to that game and then tried to quit that game so many times and played pretty much every Korean, Asian related MMO I could find. Korean Arcade, Terra Online, Blade and Soul, Ragnarok Online, you name it, basically. And I couldn't find
Get into
that.
The Perfect World ones. Those are great.
R.I.P. Terra.
Yeah, definitely Rip Terra. Yeah, Ion, yeah. Terra is really sad about Terra.
It really is. Yeah, that's sad when the developers like, yeah, we don't want to support this anymore. And so the American team's like, we can't do anything about it. We're gonna have to close down. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, because they can only publish something on their behalf, and if they're like, hey, no, we don't want this to be a thing, so it's like, horrible. But every single time, it was just a case of finding the next game that, all right, I like this game, I'm invested, and then, okay, how much credit card is used at what point? And then it put me off, because then it was like, oh, well, with Arcade, it started off so innocent to be honest, especially in the beta, the open beta.
Yep.
Glorious time.
It was
one
nice
of the
and chill.
most, one of the most favorite times I ever had in a game. Honestly, building a galleon with a bunch of Spaniards that I joined in a guild.
A lot
Didn't
of
speak
fun.
a word of Spanish, obviously.
Yeah.
But they were the nicest people on the server. Built the first galleon on EU Dahuta, and then the game, when the game's out, it just one thing after another. It's like, oh yeah, there's this on the cash shop now. Okay, here we go. And then one of the biggest resources was the Thunderstruck trees, because they could make you millionaire basically if you managed to get one of those. You put your little trees down, and you would hope that they got struck by lightning and it would turn into a resource, and then you could sell that. And then they were like, hey guys, so what we've done is we've put Thunderstruck trees on the cash shop, and that was it. That was 75% of the users just going, yeah, F you.
Yeah.
But yeah, every game's been like that apart from 14. So
Accurate.
yeah, pretty much.
Any game that
There are games with good cash shops.
There are games with good cash shops. They're
14
really
has a good cash shop.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad, and it's not intrusive either. It's like you have to actually go to like a separate website and dig around there to find it. So good on
The
them.
closest thing they've done with that is the in-game, like the dream thingy where you go to bed now, added recently. What was in 6.1, where you go to the bed, you sleep, and you can preview the cash shop stuff. That's the closest they've been to predatory, I think.
I love that it's like you can dream about spending money.
Yeah. It's a bit on the nose, isn't it, really?
And it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, 14 could probably be a little bit better with their cash shop and make it easier to purchase things because, let's face it, Square Enix is terrible with merchandise stores.
Their website needs a I know it got a rehaul, but it needs another rehaul.
Every Square Enix website is awful. Yeah, the filters don't work on the official merch one, for example.
No.
You can't find half the merch.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's new merch coming to the store. You see like a tweet, you click the tweet, and then it brings up a blank page, and then the filters are on the side. It's like, no, dude, get somebody to do this. I don't know, anybody really. I'm sure there's people who can make a website with working filters. I'm just saying, it's horrible.
There are. They don't work at Square Enix.
Well, apparently so.
No. From the inside of the industry, my guess is that the people at Square Enix can make a working website with working filters. They have to convince management that that's something that they should do.
No, management's trying to figure out how to make NFTs work.
You joke, but it's
it's true. Like, what if we sold?
So how are those NFTs going right now?
Beautiful.
Oh, my favorite was this week was the tweet that someone put out that said, "Oh, NFT sales are like really down and people are losing money," and then like a bunch of like bots chimed in after. It's like, "Hey, I'm really excited about your NFT project. Really excited about your NFT project." And it was like, "Oh no, their echo chambers is full of bots."
Yeah.
So, did you see the follow up on that?
That they were all women as well. Like they were all
someone
like,
points out they're all women.
Women icons.
They had to manufacture.
Yeah. Yep.
NFTs are a scam. That's
the whole thing's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme of right click PNG.
That wasn't my favorite NFT news this week, although it might have been last week. I can't remember because time doesn't exist anymore. It was that Seth Rogen had his ape stolen, and therefore can't produce his series anymore because he no longer has access and rights to the ape.
It's so good.
And that was my favorite piece of news. Yeah. Sorry, Seth Green. Yes. Wrong Seth.
His ape stolen.
Seth Green. He got his ape stolen.
It'd be funny if it was
create a
Seth
series.
Rogen.
Oh my god,
that would have also been funny, but yeah.
So good.
No, if it was Seth Rogen, it would just be weed, wouldn't it, really? Or like just a leaf.
He'd be just my ape stolen. Welcome to Seth Rogen impression radio with Meoni, Quinton.
No, this is NFT news. This one. New segment.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, you heard it here first. If you ever see a Team Whiskers, specifically Meoni or Maelstrom Radio themed NFT, you know that we weren't behind it.
Yeah, it's true.
True.
And it's probably stolen.
If not, we encourage you to steal it.
Yeah, please go ahead, steal it. Just put it on t-shirts. I don't care.
What would it be, though?
I don't know.
I mean, have you seen most of the NFT art? It is not terribly inspiring.
It's just a tiny picture. It's just a tiny picture of Chili, subbing to our channel.
Well, to be fair, all of the original NFT art is not inspiring. The stolen NFT art is good, but that's because it was stolen from someone that didn't want to make an NFT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Way to go. Thieves. Well,
pirates will be pirates.
That's so true.
Yeah, pirates are cool.
Pirates are cool. We learned
only
that.
Jack's
especially gay skeleton pirates.
That's also true.
Spoopy, scary skeletons.
Also,
yes. Why didn't we make that reference on Thursday?
We were too in awe of the quest. That's why. By the way, if you're wondering what we're talking about, we're playing through Tiny Tina's Wonderland with the lovely folks at Move Around Radio on Thursdays. So
Tiny Tina's Wonderland has gay skeleton pirates. That's the tweet.
I mean, we. So you played through all these MMOs and you eventually landed on Final Fantasy 14. Was there any in that mix of MMOs? Was there any did you go through any of the Western created ones during that time, or did you stick to mostly MMOs from Korean and Japanese made and Chinese made MMOs?
It was mostly the Asian themed MMOs and Asian designed MMOs, predominantly because of the art style and me trying to escape from something that was overtly Western, which is WoW. And I find a lot of Western developers, not that there's that many of them in the first place, do tend to fall down the rabbit hole of copy paste from WoW, which is the most important successful thing at the time, and it was WoW. So it was just tab, target, copy, paste. Whereas something like Terra was action combat, where you controlled your abilities. You play sorcerer and you fire a actual physical, ball of energy. And Phantasy Star, you've got all sorts of crazy stuff happening on screen. I don't even know how to explain that game to anybody that's not played it. How do you even explain that? It's like Neo, future, space, medieval, weird space drama.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it was mostly the Eastern stuff because of you knew that you were going to get something different, right? And I craved something different to save me from the monotony of World of Warcraft and the direction that they decided to pin that and casualize a lot of things and focus too much on just things that didn't matter, really, where other people in other parts of the world were going, hey, we're going to create this game and it's going to be about unicorns and lasers and spaceships and these random anime girls with enormous proportions, let's say, and you gravitate towards that usually. But nothing has really hit the mark the same way as 14. But saying that, I did get massively angry at 1.0. So, my first experience with 14 was not a good one. I started as a fisher. So you could start. Yeah. So me throwing stones at those jellyfish for about half an hour on the boat at the intro. Me having to go and there was a EXP cap per day. There was restrictions on the time you could, all sorts of restrictions and garbage. It's oh, how come you don't have the scion, the tattoo, Meoni? I thought you were a veteran player. You think I'm going to give them money back in 1.0? Long enough for me to get that? No way. No way. That game was toast to me back then, and then they completely flipped me around with A Realm Reborn, and the beta was like crack. Honestly, it was crack cocaine served on a plate of the finest, I don't know, gold you've ever seen in your life. It was fantastic. And it's just got better, you know.
I
I
find
hear
it
that the fishing was the best part of 1.0, though.
yeah, that's true. Actually,
it was.
yeah, it actually was.
I find it interesting that outside of 1.0, when like 2.0 hit, it is funny to think that Yoshi P was like, let's do what WoW's doing.
Well,
So-
yeah,
But at the same time, I would agree that he did add his own unique spin on things, right? He didn't just carbon copy World of Warcraft, which I agree at the time a lot of things did. I mean, Quinton and I have talked about that in the past. There was the WoW was the king of MMOs, so and then during a
Yeah.
time where everybody was just throwing money to make MMOs out there, they really just tried to carbon copy what WoW was doing just to make a quick buck. And then we were way past that when 2.0 launched, and Yoshi P just knew he needed to not do took the concepts of raids, dungeons, like gathering, craft, looked at what really worked in WoW and why people played that stuff versus let's just do what they did. Let's just do it.
it wasn't just a straight up, in my opinion, like a copy of WoW as like inspiration. I think it was more of a copy of WoW's ideals of
Mhm.
what they had done for the past like 10 years or so. Is that they had seen all of those other games and gone, wait, that was interesting. What was that? And then they recycled that content. And that's what 14's, honestly done. They've just gone, right, we'll base this. We'll get our team to actually, play these other games instead of being like, I don't know,
Mhm.
sheltered, where they, fall back on their old problems that caused this in the first place. And let's push them to do a bit of market research. But if anything, it's just basically been, that looks nice. Let's see if we can take that. Like the
Yeah.
biggest thing to come from WoW has been the phasing technology, like
Yeah.
for
Yes.
restorations, right? So Idleshire was one of the first ones. In bigger instances, we've got stuff like the Foundation of Ishgard,
Mhm.
Dome and Enclave, stuff like that. So
Yep.
that was one of the biggest, the first times I was like, hey, they're doing it now. They've learned, and it's become unstoppable. So,
Yeah.
but WoW stopped doing that. So there was a certain point where WoW stopped doing that, and they tried to cater to every piece of feedback they were given, and they've been trying to, instead of innovate, they've tried to recycle and keep complacent, right? Whereas 14's at a point where they're like, they innovated, it didn't work, but now they've done market research, they've innovated further, and now they're at a point where they're still creating new stuff, things that people might not even care about, like ocean fishing and random just stuff that comes out. Like the functionality of a custom delivery client. I mean, it's such a weird thing if you were to put it on paper and describe it to someone, right? The fact that eventually you can change this person's outfit if you reputation rank with them. It's just weird directions that make this game what it is. And you can't guess what's coming next apart from, I mean, Island Sanctuary is going to be the next confusing thing, honestly. And I'm sure you've got
Yeah.
probably lots to say about that. But yeah, I think it's
And
the desire
we don't
to
know
innovate,
what that
right?
is. We can only there's been very little given on about what that truly is, other than it's a
Yeah.
sanctuary and it's an island, so you're gonna get one, and congratulations. We don't know what it is after that, so
And free
Yeah.
roaming minions.
that's it. Yeah.
In my interview at the media tour with Yoshi P, along with other people who asked similar questions, it was just essentially given as a response to, you'll be able to put buildings in places and decide what those buildings are. So maybe that implies the idea of customization to the point of a housing situation. Maybe something that's like, not necessarily like able to move chairs and tables around like you can in our housing, but like have presets and like rotate through these like drop downs or something. But whatever it is, everybody desires it, right? Because it's something new.
I wonder if it's gonna sound crazy, and Susan put in chat, rip my garrison, but I wonder if they looked at garrisons and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's an interesting concept. I wonder what we could do with that eventually." Like, not necessarily not use it for like the purposes of like, oh, there's combat involved, but like a laid back, because there's fishing in Garrison. Like, there was a lot of fun stuff to do in Garrisons. Like, there was pet battles and fishing and gathering and stuff like that. Mining. There was actually like legitimate, like fun, like laid back stuff you can do. The fishing was my favorite. Like, that was the best. Because you had to like how to fill your pond with fish, and you can fish up minions out of there. So I wonder if they'll do like oh, you can, I don't know, like there's a building that helps you create new minions, and like you have to do like mini island quests to get your minions to like mate, so you can get like a baby Pyasa. Because really, or I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying, like something like that, where it's like, oh hey, like. Weird things.
I'm sorry, this begs the question, which minion is Ditto?
Yes.
That's a good question.
You're gonna go back to the whole Pokemon daycare style system.
Oh dear.
One just has derpy eyes. Like, oh no.
But you've got to think, though, if they are going to base it on something like Garrisons, then it's innovation. It can't be a copy paste, right? It's going to be like, what can we learn from that? Is it actually instance? Does every single person have like their own shard for this? How is that going to? There's so many questions.
Yeah,
so many questions.
And can you invite people over to check out your island? Like, come look at my island sanctuary. Look at this.
Well, that he did say that, yeah, you'll be able to invite people over.
Okay, that's good.
So you'll be able to share that experience to some degree.
Yeah. And I hope that they've taken into consideration, I'm sure that they have taken into consideration like all the things that have happened over the past few years. We've seen huge success with like more sim style experiences, things like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley even, or those sorts of games where you just kind of like, people spend a huge amount of time and investment just even within the 14 economy right now, like getting housing and decorating and designing things and building things. Like, if they can find a way to capitalize on that and to bring it to everyone, make it accessible to everyone, kind of in the vein of Animal Crossing, maybe similar to a Garrison, but kind of a combination of these sorts of things, that would probably draw in a lot more people who might not be interested in like 14 as an MMO.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially with their push for single player approaches of Final Fantasy now as well. Like, everything in their PR documentation for the past, like, I don't know, this whole year and the start of last year was all single player MMO experience equal to that of the multiplayer. Like, they really want to push the idea that people put off playing this game because they played the other Final Fantasy games, and they're like, oh, well, that's an MMO? Nah, I don't want to play that. So they will cater to more of that audience, 100%, because they want to bring people in. But yeah, it's going to be interesting whichever way they do it. But I don't think it can ever fulfill people's desire center, People will have expectations that cannot be met. Mm-hmm. People who expect it to be Animal Crossing 100% will be disappointed. People who expect it to be, I don't know, Garrisons. Well, nobody wants it to be a Garrison, sure.
No one does.
If you're that one guy out there, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I mean, if it allows me to make a lot of gil, yeah. That's the only thing Garrisons were really good for, was just making a lot of money. So
yeah, but then you just have a lot of money and the economy tanks.
That's fine. I have money.
But then you don't have money.
Cosmetics, right?
Yeah.
Like things you grind for, but nice and passively. Like, maybe there's a minion, or I don't know. It's just when he said animal breeding, I was just like, huh? Does that mean I can breed like horses or something? Like, I'm gonna have
we do have chocobo breeding.
All I want to know is, can I make mounts?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can I make? Please tell me I can make mounts.
If I'm good enough to this horse, right, and like I rear this little baby foal, can I make that into a mount if I pet it enough times and feed it enough times? And does it grow up to be a big sparkly horse?
Well, that's what you meant.
Oh, what did you? Oh dear.
I was thinking you take Ixion and Scooty Puff Jr. and then you get a new mount.
Like, yeah, just start hybriding. Like,
No, look at those two mounts. You
kiss. No, kiss.
You get the little Serpent of Ronka mount and then something like Behemoth.
Oh, great. It's got it's got a giant buff body, but the face of Squee.
A Behemoth.
Yeah.
There we go.
Behemoth.
Yeah.
This is my beautiful son.
Don't talk to me on my son ever again.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Oh no.
I love it.
Yeah, I think there will be mounts as rewards though, and stuff like that, like titles like Farmer. That has to be one, or like the greatest hoe or something. That needs to be one. Or I don't know.
I don't think Koji could get that one in, but
you never know. He's got away with some really interesting stuff so far.
There's going to be an achievement called Island Boy. I'm an island boy.
Love Island. Yeah, that'll be an achievement.
Yeah, there you go.
There's going to be an achievement. It's going to be called If You Like Pina Coladas.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah.
There'll just randomly be like a ball somewhere with a face on it called Wilson. It has to exist there somewhere.
And that's a new minion.
Yeah.
Because, all they do is reskin the watermelon.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
What's that game?
Which one?
With the ball.
Basketball?
Football?
From Final Fantasy...
Blitzball?
Well, yeah, Blitzball.
Blitzball 10, yeah.
Was it 12? I don't remember. 10. Blitzball. But with Wilson. That's how you find this ball like Wilson that washes up on shore, and that's the quest to unlock Blitzball.
Yeah.
And it's Waka that greets you. I see you found the ball, eh?
Hey, brother.
There we go.
Hey, brother. Yes. That's the 10 crossover we deserve.
Yes.
Yep.
We don't get anybody else. Just
yeah, just Waka. No reason why he's there. He's just there. Old man Waka guarding your island, Sanctuary Island. Kicking a ball around.
Teaches you how to play Blitzball and bring it to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And there's a crossover with Godbert in there so that it gets to the Golden Saucer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's definitely Gil involved somewhere there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I hope Waka's in King.
This is why we're not employed by Square Enix.
It just looks like Godbert, but with like Waka's hair.
Oh dear. Waka hairstyle.
Yeah. That's gonna come.
Yeah.
When are we getting Blitzball player as a class? Like, what is that? What would that even be called?
Ball Smasher.
Yes, but yeah, Ball Smasher, DPS class.
Yeah, ranged physical. We do need one.
Yeah, ranged physical.
I mean, don't we already have 2 range physical?
Yeah, but not one that with
3 range physical.
We need more, and we need a caster.
I mean, I'm not against that.
But they're supposed to round everything up to 4, right? Because we got 4 of everything else apart from casters and physical ranged, I think.
Next
you don't count Blue Mage because Blue Mage is
Blue Mage doesn't count.
Yeah, Blue Mage special.
I mean, to be fair, if they added a Blitzball class, it also would be a limited class. So it's too
Blue Mage only Blitzball.
I would love now that I would love.
Yeah.
Frambo says support.
It's Blue Mage only Blitzball. Is it just Blue Ball?
Yep. Frambo says support, and you kick the ball on your party's head to heal them.
Well, Waka has been on that island for a very long time on his own, so the probability of it called Blue Ball, likely. Yeah.
I mean,
it's just
the next
Maelstrom.
So.
It's not Wilson anymore, it's just Titus. He's just talking to it. I'll get you back to Spira, brother.
Turns out the island's just built on top of the ruins of Xanakand.
Oh my god.
It was all a dream.
The whole thing. We just
Yeah.
wake up every time after. Oh my god.
The LB3 from Blitzball Class B.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Just the jacked shot midair, upside down, him kicking it at the same time as him laughing. Yeah. Too good.
I forgot that she's got a laugh in there as well, and her laugh sounds so awkward. Like it's so like he's laughing and she's like like this crazy person here. Please, sir, please leave. This is the one.
Yeah, you can just imagine the recording booth, and he's there doing that, and she's next to him going,
I'm in danger.
Yeah, right. Like, please help me.
"Send help."
So, would you ever? And I think I know the answer, but would you ever consider going back to World of Warcraft or trying any other Western MMO? All right, that was quick. Got it. All right, second question then: would you try any other Western MMO?
Sure, name one.
I don't know. Quinton, throw out. I know you. Guild Wars 2 is something we brought up recently with like Rook.
Oh yeah,
Guild Wars 2 is good.
Guild Wars
cash
2 is
shop.
good. actually.
Buy
Yeah.
to play, no sub. Great.
I suppose like the only one I would consider probably is ESO, because it's
ESO,
got a
yep.
really really solid single player sort of story as well.
It is.
Like
Yeah.
if you do nothing else and you play through the game just for the story, you've got to win. Honestly, I
Mhm.
would say that as well about Star Wars: The Old Republic,
That
but
is very true. Yeah.
which has a really good storyline. It's a great single player game, but if you try to touch anything MMO or inventory related or anything,
It's not good.
it's like, oh dear God, why have they segregated everything behind a paywall? What is this? It's awful.
That's called EA.
Yes, EA credit card.
Yeah, EA.
It's in the wallet.
They're like, well, hey, we can make a bomb Star Wars game because we can do that. But BioWare, go get at it and make it an MMO, but also kind of make it like a little bit of like do what World of Warcraft does. And it's like it didn't work out, boss. It's like, all right, well, credit card and everything. We gotta recoup.
Literally what happened. Yeah, literally.
We gotta recoup.
It's a shame.
It
is a shame.
Very much a shame. Very, very much a shame. So how did like you went from content creation, so you went from WoW to Agent MMOs to Final Fantasy 14, started doing YouTube, and then how did Team Whiskers, like eventually you got to Twitch?
Yes, eventually Twitch happened. Yeah. So the worst problem that I faced was the worst internet I don't think there's anyone that's had internet as bad as I used to have. So I've always dreamed of being able to stream. So that was like the first goal, was to be a streamer, because I used to, look at other people and go, oh, I'd love to do that. And I had less than 1 up. So I had 0.86 up and I had 6 down, and it was impossible. If I tried to stream anything, it was a PowerPoint presentation, basically. It wasn't going to happen. So a few 2 and a bit years ago now, there was a random guy on the road digging it up. I was like, okay, I'm going to go and annoy this person. So I walk up to him like, so what you doing? And he's like, I work for OpenReach, which is the name of a company around here that does internet stuff on in behalf of BT, which is British Telecommunications. I was like, so you bringing fiber here? He's like, I don't know if I could talk about it, but yeah. So basically we ended up with fiber, but it took 8 years of me wanting to do streaming before I could actually physically touch it. And I came over, had a very warm welcome when I came to Twitch, because YouTube streaming was probably the worst thing imaginable. It has no functionality, no backend, no support for, there's no raids, there's no ability to, there's no cooperation involved. There's nothing there. at all. So I tried to make friends with as many people in the 14 community. People were there, and basically, eventually affiliate happened, and then partner was pretty damn quick, actually. But that's thanks to people who were like, "You stream now?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Ah," and then they're just yes. And we rose from the ashes of bad internet, and yeah. But Team Whiskers was basically other people wanting to be in a team, like Deja Vu D, and obviously Moogle Go Around and other people who wanted to be in a team but didn't necessarily want to be in a team that had like limitations and restrictions. A lot of teams at the time, or at least I was aware of, had like restrictions. You could only play Final Fantasy 14. It's like, no, that's no. So that's not a thing. It's just nice, friendly people who treat other human beings with respect. That's the first like mandate, and have a passion for what you do and what you share to your viewers. And we've got 22 people, 22 channels, I should say, including myself and yourself. And honestly, it's a nice tight knit thing which we need to push even further in terms of collaboration. And that's something I want to try and find the time to dedicate more to. So we can do some more stuff. This is part of it, right? Kind of. But I'm time to stand up and do stuff. Ever really. But yeah, everybody on that list is somebody that I've personally like gone and watched and sat there for multiple hours lurking there and gone, this person's great. And when people apply through the business email, I'll go sit there. And we got lovely people more recently like Sake, for example, another VTuber. A lot of people have transitioned over to VTubing because it's much easier to I don't know, it's the feeling of being less judged, instead of having a cam. So I think that's most of the reason. Is a lot less stress involved with that, and you can create things that you want to identify as, right? So it's a nice team, and hopefully we can push boundaries and things. And one of the dreams I have for the future of the team is to try and get the sort of size where we can be recognized by like a few charities and do some charity pushes and charity work for people, especially for kids. Like Special Effect is one of my favorite charities because of enabling people who physically or mentally without their help wouldn't be able to enjoy what we've enjoyed for the past, me personally, 33 years. I am age now, the past like 20 odd years, so yeah, hopefully we can push towards that sort of stuff, and it's just a nice friendly thing. But yeah, I probably rambled a bit there, but yeah, it's just a nice group of people.
That's the definition of Maelstrom Radio.
Yeah, it's like I didn't remember when like we first applied, we wanted to make sure that it was like it like our values aligned, and that was clear from the get-go that like it really did, like there was no, and so far everybody that we've collaborated with and invited on the show have all been great. Like we've been friends with
moving around people.
Who's this chili fella? He's a bit odd, that one. He's a bit odd, that chili.
Always rolling around wearing gloves and talking about eating spicy food. Can't eat peanuts. What's wrong with that?
Weird Amber Heard related hat as well. I don't understand that. Strange.
I heard he's a meanie.
Only saying this because he's not here to defend himself.
True. I mean, to be fair, he is everywhere.
It's true. He is everywhere.
All seeing.
You got to look over your shoulder all the time just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, dear. But yeah, it's to try and create content with a nice, passionate group of people you can rely on that aren't going to say something stupid around you, that are also going to be, you can count on them to, drop in and collaborate with. So that's the mission mandate, really. Have fun.
I am sorry to break it to you, but we have said many stupid things while streaming.
Same. Depends how stupid, though.
It's the funny thing is it's all recorded out there for the world. There's
Some of it's even clipped.
There's 195 episodes.
Yeah, that's the internet. Yeah, everything's there to stay. You'll never get a job anywhere else. I hope you realize that. I will not either.
Thankfully,
That's why I work on the internet.
That's why. Thankfully, I keep those two worlds real hard and separate. It's hard, like,
yeah.
so it's worked.
You think that'd be easy, but not always.
It's not. Luckily, because if they would have found me, they
Is
would have been
real
like,
life?
"You're not hired. That's not. You're not." So,
Oh, dear.
I don't work for you.
It's
What
okay,
is
my
this
coworkers know
balance
what to
of
do.
real life you talk of? I don't know what that means.
Right. And
Live letters at 2 in the morning.
So with the big, how do you want to call it, the bubble, the pop that happened around November last year, mid-October, November, in Final Fantasy 14, we had a giant influx of players. I feel a lot of that influx is now out of the system.
Like August.
Was it August? It happened early. They rolled for a long time, even through December of Endwalker and everything like that.
Yeah.
Because like all the servers were pegged with people.
It was like July, August time.
Yeah.
I think.
Like what has changed since then for you, or what has changed? Have you seen a change in the community since then?
I have seen, unfortunately, an influx of more witch hunting players who will go out of their way to report people and try to get people banned. Unfortunately, that has happened. The increase in players, you're bound to get an increase in the bad eggs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have been a little bit, well, pathetic, really. Like they're trying to find any reason to screw other people over. But that's not the overall feeling, you know. It's just this small notice I've seen. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. But for the most part, it's been quite popular and quite a positive thing. People have been like, hey, look, my queue times are like way better now. That's usually what people care about, right? If they can queue as a DPS and get into something.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly it's been a positive change. But you have to remember the dip that you're talking about now is a massive lull in content until 6.2. Because a lot of people aren't going to come back on June the 7th for Hildebrand and Emelian Slevia deliveries. Like it's not going to be enough for those people. So there'll be probably like 53 people in a queue on the 7th, probably on my server, but no more than that. But people will be back for 6.2, you know.
Yeah.
And but it's been a really good thing for the game, and it's pushed what they can do at Business Division 3, right? Like what they are able to get their hands on in terms of budget for the future. So yeah, bring out your dead, bring all the people, you know. Doesn't matter if they're the toxic people, we'll deal with them, right? Bring them over, get them to play the game, get them to pay their subscription, you know, fuel our future enjoyment. Yeah, exactly.
Give me the influx.
But it's mostly been positive, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like recently, I know there was a discussion on Reddit, like people not so much. I don't want to say like the lull, but a lot of people. I think long-term players have felt that and I think we've talked about this before on the show with other guests, but like with the ending of the Endwalker storyline, with the ending of that 10-year-long storyline, I think a lot of people have felt. Which is weird. I've played enough MMOs, like, and Quinton can agree here. Like, it's weird to see something.
You have.
Yeah, I have. that has a storyline that's not just like expansion. Like, even though like each expansion had its own story, it was this overarching tale. So it was much grander in the scheme of MMO storylines. Where like something like WoW or ESO or Guild Wars 2, where it's like, even though they have these storylines but they're very expansion specific, there's no overarching theme. Sometimes there is. Sometimes there's a bad guy that may show back up, but like it had
just die.
But this had a very like specific, like, this is the end of this, what happens next is new. It may involve some familiar faces, some things we've talked about in the past, but it is a definitely new storyline heading into this. I feel like some people might have said, like, I think I'm good. I got what out of this for the last 10 years, and they might have moseyed on. So they might have gone And that might have been
Entirely
it.
possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I think even then they might have like fell in love with certain characters that may never be back. Like, certain ones that they've, experienced, like,
Rosetsu.
Moonbrita.
yeah, Moonbrita. I would
think
say
it is pronounced Moonbrita.
it is.
Yeah.
But even like Emmett Selk, like I think people fell in love with both the good and bad of Emmett Selk.
It was only going to end one way though.
Yeah,
with them. So
He'll be back.
In narration, probably narration purposes.
In narration,
really
definitely.
Narration. Yeah, like the more secrets we uncover in our world, I'm sure he'll be the voice, or Hyflodaeus.
Yeah, every time that we come back to something, there's always going to be a flashback to be like, oh, look what the Ascians told us.
Yeah.
Or look what the ancients told us, rather.
Remember when he said this? Wow.
Yeah. Deep beneath the
look underneath the...
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. It's like...
So I wonder... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to add to your point, just before we go to something else, about the idea of people getting what they want out of the game and then going on to other things. I think the big difference between Western MMOs like World of Warcraft and this one being an Asian themed one and obviously made in Japan is that this is more of think of it like an anime, right? So you've had those miniature arcs and then you've got that overall that big arc, and then we're leading on to another big arc, but we're going to have lots of small arcs to build up to it. If this was Bleach, this would be, we'd probably be on the bound arc at this point, unfortunately. But we're probably going to be seeing some good stuff after this, right? Yeah. Whereas in a Western MMO, it's more like this happened and then they're dead, and this happened and then they're dead, and this happened. It is very small segue things, right?
Yeah, in anime, no one ever dies in anime, except the mother.
It's like we just went through Naruto, and now we're going into Naruto Shippuden.
Fair point.
Is that also indicative? Like, is that also what more Eastern MMOs have, though? Like, from the ones that I remember, a lot of them didn't have overarching stories as well. Like, a lot of them tended to be more episodic too.
It depends on what example can we draw from that's a story-based Asian MMO, though? Like,
yes.
I mean, Arcade had a story for like 5 minutes, and then the quest stopped.
Sure.
I'm more wondering if this is just unique to Final Fantasy XIV itself, rather than like a broad category of MMOs.
You're probably right. Yeah. I'm trying to think now.
Like, I know, I'm going to bring it way, way back to Western MMOs, but old ones. EverQuest and EverQuest 2 did have overarching themes and ideas that persisted still to this day. And they also had like massive world-changing things that completely messed with those stories. Were they as good as Final Fantasy XIV? No, not at all.
Maybe it's a return to Yoshi P's roots then, because like he is a massive fan of Ultima and
EverQuest. Yeah.
Well, I feel like games that are old like that had to rely a lot more on storytelling, and not necessarily even storytelling, but a player to investigate and get invested in the story enough that they will seek out the story themselves, because we didn't have like nice MSQ delineated, go to the blue meteor in order to find the next quest way back then. You had to go and find the NPC, say the right magic word, and then you could find out what's going on.
We didn't have a pop-up that said, please set aside some time for the next 45 minutes of cutscenes.
That's true, because we couldn't have 45 minutes of cutscenes because, dial up.
Yeah.
But like, it was a very different style of games, and you're going even back to like old like MUDs and text-based games where it was again story-driven. So yeah, you could be onto something there with like going back to that old school or much older style of game writing where you need to be cognizant of all these different things. And it's not something where you're just going in to get your 15 minutes of fun and log out. 15 minutes, log out. Like,
15 minutes of fun is rare in WoW.
15 minutes.
Well, I wasn't going with WoW because 15 minutes of fun in WoW is like, ooh, I created a character.
Yeah, it's like log on, do dailies, regret everything, log out. Yeah.
I mean, 15 minutes of fun is the new starting area that they built. That was genuinely interesting.
Yeah, the starting areas have always been pretty good.
No, the new one they actually created when they launched the last expansion. It was actually good. Like
I've not played it, so
yeah, it was good. That was the last time I was like, this is actually smart. This is good.
15 minutes of fun is the other name for Ardenweald, which is the only good zone in WoW.
Also true. Ivory Mist in chat says sounds. I think talking about like EverQuest, it sounds a lot like a Soulsborne style of storytelling. I don't know if it was that. Like the story was there. I don't think Soulsborne.
It predated Souls.
It predated Souls for sure, but I feel like Souls has very little. Like it has storytelling, but it's very little storytelling. It's what you can gather out of the Souls story that you can get.
Yeah.
Where
there's a good 60% of you imagining what
Yeah, like piecing together what happened in a painting versus like EverQuest actually gave you the story. A lot of it was just text. Like, but you had to go and seek out those. Like nobody had we said it last night. We were in our little like up till 2 a.m. talking about EverQuest. Nobody had like a meteor symbol over their head or an exclamation point over their head to give you a quest. You actually just had to right click on an NPC and perchance they had a quest for you. And so
I like how Chili said, so Souls is the EverQuest of gaming. It's not, but it's a funny thought.
Souls is the EverQuest of game. That is some like
that's IGN logic.
Yeah. If anything,
Skyrim with guns, every game that has guns in it. Yeah.
Chili just has created one of the best like MMO quotes I've ever heard ever. Souls is the EverQuest of gaming.
That'll be on the back of Bloodborne too. You'll see.
Yes.
You'll see.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Eldritch, but EverQuest. Oh dear.
Just
you have to walk up to the ancient creature and say, "Hello, would you like to fight?"
And then it kills you.
The final boss is a Gru.
It just punches you. You're dead.
That kind of gameplay with the Dark Souls orchestral soundtrack would be amazing. Just would you like to fight?
Yeah, that's what we should do. Someone should create like a mud, but with a full like Souls track, like a Soulsborne track.
Oh no! Dodge left, dodge right.
It's no, like just a regular mud, but have like this epic orchestral music as the backing.
Oh, so like when you enter the groove fight, all of a sudden it's like.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right, I'm with you.
We'll just have that crossover with Slipknot again, and then
Slipknot X Muds.
There we go. We brought it full circle.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh dear.
Well,
beautiful.
We did it. Done it. Couldn't do it any better.
Could you not set up a trigger to play epic music when you enter combat? Of course you can. You just have to actually build it.
Yeah. If anything, Mud's taught people how to program so they can do that. Like every time I went into the Gru fight, I had 2 steps from hell played.
Great.
So before we get out of here, I have one final question for Meoni. Like with you now trying out Star Citizen and maybe dipping into other things, would you create different content on your channel, or would you ever consider doing like like there's Meoni the Final Fantasy 14 channel and have a separate YouTube channel where it's like Meoni gaming news and it's different? Is that way you're not affecting your algorithm?
Well, I would definitely never put anything that isn't 14 on my main channel ever again. I tried that with 7 Remake and it destroyed me for like 2 months.
Oof.
It just ruined. There's a graph and there's it nosediving. Everything. People didn't even get any videos in their inboxes. It just didn't recommend anything.
Wow.
It was pretty bad.
Sucks. It's bad.
Yay,
It really
algorithm.
Yeah.
So if anything, it'd be like I've got a second channel for like VODs at the minute, so I'd probably shove stuff on there, but I've only got one me. I can't meta game that many channels. I really wish I could.
I understand.
I really wish I could. Like just maintaining one and making sure there's enough content that goes out and like keeping people happy and it's you know what that's like, surely. Come on, it's a full-time experience. And then there's Twitch, you know.
So we can barely keep one Twitch channel between two of us going, so
yeah.
I
learned recently, and I found this interesting about the YouTube algorithm, that if you create a your main screen, like your I forget what it's called, but your splash screen for your video, thumbnail. You create the thumbnail for your video, that you get more views, and the algorithm likes when you do like a light color and a dark color, and then it's like a staunch. Not like a fade, but like half of the thumbnail is lighter color and the other one's half dark. They love that. They don't know why that is. People click to those more often, and I think it's because it pulls their eyes straight to that, because there's a contrast. It's a contrast thing, and more people will click that. So there you go, Meoni.
There we go. That's what I'll be doing next week.
This is the problem with AI and machine learning algorithms. They're not smart. They just see people like this thing, and therefore it will recommend more of those things.
What
interesting?
Remember when
so
YouTube
it tends to do, even if something's really bad, they'll still recommend it because they're like, hey, people are doing things.
I remember when YouTube just gave me the videos of people I followed. They're like, I subscribed to this person, and it just gave me their videos.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't have to be algorithm based. It just gave it to me because I subscribed to them. So
that's like 2013, the last time that happened for me.
It was the glory days.
The easy days, you know. We had Keyboard Cat and like Weeble and Bob and stuff to watch. You know, that was it.
When the Yogscast played Minecraft.
Yan Cat.
Yeah.
Yan Cat and
when Jesse Cox was called Wow Cata back in the day.
OMFG Cat.
OMFG Cata. That's right.
Yeah. And TB was still with us.
R.I.P. R.I.P. TB.
Yeah. Good times. Really good times.
Yeah.
Times I should have capitalized on.
We all should have, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, three elder gamers talk about when they should have capitalized on content. The podcast.
Let's keep with the like that early 2010s ish, because if we go any earlier than that, then the internet just gets weird again.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
If we go earlier than that, we get into like the Flash games. We get into like E-Bombs World and Newgrounds and like Albino Black Sheep and
it was bad back then. They're real. Smosh. That Smosh was
we get into the weird parts of the internet.
Yeah, I get really
the days of MySpace videos.
Oh boy. When people got mad that you weren't in their top 8.
Yeah. And I don't know if you had it, but Bebo as well, and obviously Neopets. And
Neopets. Yep.
We have.
I think I had edited the CSS to hide all my top 8 so nobody could be, and everybody was mad at me because they're like, "Who's your top 8?" I'm like, "It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't." Just listen to metal when you hit to my channel.
Just have to make it top 1. Always Tom.
Yeah, always Tom.
Neopets went into NFTs, I think. So
what happened to Tom anyway? Is he still?
No.
Yeah, he's still around.
Is he developing?
He likes his obscurity, I think.
Okay.
He's doing anything.
He's not basting his ribs in the backyard with Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce at like other social media leads and owners.
No, he's probably a janitor. Yeah, let's be honest. It probably didn't end well.
His space is the janitor closet.
Yeah.
Tom is 51 years old, according to Susan.
Oh boy!
Wow. He's definitely on like an island somewhere with his.
He was just chilling.
Money.
Yeah. Did he make a lot of money off MySpace?
He must have, right?
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 2000.
I think he was pretty set.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's that you could. All right. Well, hey, listen. I guess you could just let your money make money. So, well, We did it. We did a show. This is it. We did
I
it.
was finally here. I managed to figure it out.
We figured it
Even
out.
though you did it earlier, just for people like myself. I appreciate that.
We enjoy the Saturday episodes. We do like talking to everyone that can come in on Saturdays because, or else we wouldn't get to talk to them. So, I'm happy that we got to have you back on the show. We have to have you back on. We can make fun of more. We can just meme about Final Fantasy X in Waka.
And then we'll make sure that we actually have a backdrop that's not going to give you
red eyes.
We'll stare into our soul.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just staring.
We're literally staring into the soul of Maelstrom Radio, and it's dangerous.
It's not. Yeah, you gotta take. It gets sick. You have to. It's like poison. It takes like a long time to get immune to it.
There in the soul of Maelstrom.
No, it's not like Princess Bride where
perfect.
I'm a Sicilian and no. What? Am I the only person here that's seen Princess Bride? No.
Yeah,
okay. All right. Well, add it to the Maelstrom Radio community watch party list, I guess, with Princess Bride. That's a great movie. I'm surprised.
Is it?
Oh yeah, Princess Bride's a great movie.
Princess Bride, yeah, it's great.
It's such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Count in.
Such a good movie. Well, Meoni, would you care to tell people where they can find you and all your content?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch most of the week, like usually 5 days a week that I do now on Twitch, from like midday onwards till about like 5 or 6 my time in the evening. So from like 12 noon on twitch.tv/Meoni. You can find me on YouTube at YouTube/C/Meoni1, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to get Meoni because it's got 5 letters and you can't have a channel with 5 letters. So go figure.
YouTube.
And then, yeah, if you want to tweet obscenities at me, at Meoni YouTube on Twitter. That's me. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Quinton, do you know what June?
Is that time zone UTC?
GMT. So what's that in?
GMT.
Well, BST at the minute, right?
BST will be UTC -1, I believe, right now.
UTC -1.
Boom.
Right.
Time zones.
Yeah. BST. It's
time zones. Yeah.
It's 5 hours ahead of you right now.
There you go.
BST has a +1. UTC +1.
Speaking of ahead of us, June is ahead of us. And with that begins a month-long acknowledgement, acceptance, and celebration of 6 years of Maelstrom Radio. And Pride, yes.
It's Pride.
It's all
nice.
Also, we've been doing this for 6 years.
Yeah, also that. But
excellent.
No, because it's also 6 years of our friendship and us, doing this. Both
friends for longer than 6 years.
We have, but 6 years of them experiencing what our friendship is. Everyone for the last 6 years have seen what our friendship has given. Like, the gift of our friendship we've given to everyone else. There we go. That's
yes. 6 years of public facing friendship.
There you go. There's a quick survey that Susan has created for a game she is making for Maelstrom Radio's 200th episode. So please do not tell myself or Quinton what's in there. Link is in our Discord and this episode's show notes. So please go and click it. Take the survey. Do not tell us anything that's in the survey so we can play the game and not cheat, or else it ruins everything. So don't ruin it. Game streams are on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. Episode 197 of our podcast is happening Friday, June 3rd. Time and specifics on Twitter and Discord. When we reach 666 followers, there will be a Peter Escapes Hell mega stream. I will finally attempt to complete my Hades run. This will in all caps. This says this will be a long stream. Probably.
Yeah, neither Susan nor I have faith in Peter actually being able to complete a run successfully.
So it's gonna be good times. And when we reach 777 followers, there will be a Kirumi stream, and we will gladly wear them whenever we hit 777.
And Whiskers.
Even if it's
go for it.
Yes.
And now it's added, like, P.S. Susan might get in on this Kigo action as well. So now it's not only me and Quinton's mysterious. Like, everybody knows Mikey. Quinton's got a mysterious ego.
Yep. I
Now,
got secret ego.
yeah, we're adding more to it. Susan will be here, so I like that. Like that, I like that. So with that, one last time, Meoni, you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like the end of a storybook. Goodbye, everyone. Good night. Wherever you are,
Good
whatever
night,
time
Moon.
zone. Sleep well.
I love it.
Good night,
Perfect.
house.
Perfect. Love it. And with that, till sea swallows all, keep listening.
Maelstrom Radio is brought to you by maelstromradio.com and Blackfire Media. Produced by Flatus, Shintier, and Susan Sprinkle. Join us live Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/maelstromradio. Send email to show@maelstromradio.com, tweet us at maelstrom_radio, or join our Discord at maelstromradio.com/discord. Views and opinions expressed by our hosts and guests do not reflect the views and opinions of any companies discussed on today's show.